Take your pen, open your heart, and write this word in big letters. Home. Be careful with this. Don't play with this word. This is the battlefield of your destiny. Say it out loud so your own ears hear it. Home. I can't hear you. Again, home. You are not fighting for a weekend. You are fighting for a headquarters. Your living room is not casual furniture. It is command central for your assignment. Tonight is not entertainment. This is a mission briefing. Let me tell you why the hit has been so heavy lately. Because the enemy is not afraid of your selfies. He is terrified of your structure. The adversary fears order, covenant, and clarity. Unless the Lord builds the house, they labor in vain who build it. Psalm 127:1. That means your home is supposed to be divinely engineered. If God builds it, it threatens hell. That's why hell targets it. The serpent didn't hold a press conference in the city square. He entered the garden. He sought the place of assignment, the environment of trust. Are you hearing me? Your marriage is not casual company. It is sacred country. Write this down. Home oikos. That's the Greek term used in Scripture for house, household, family system. From it we get our word economy. Oikos plus nomos, the management, the law of the house. So when you arrange your dinner table, you are arranging your destiny. When you choose what voice is loudest in your hallway, you are writing the law of your future. Your home is the economy of your purpose. No wonder the enemy tries to bankrupt it with strife, busyness, and secrecy. I need participation tonight. You will talk back. You will take notes. You will decide, because Ephesians 6:12 says, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Flesh and blood means the person sitting on your couch is not your enemy. Did you hear me? Your spouse is not your problem. The battleground is your home. The trespasser is unseen. If you keep swinging at each other, the real intruder will sit on your sofa and eat your future. Let me interrogate your doorway for a moment. Who monitors what walks through your front door? Ideas, influences, images. Are you guarding the Wi-Fi like you guard your wallet? Who has the loudest voice at bedtime, scripture or sarcasm? Genesis 2:24 says, a man shall leave, cleave, and become one flesh. Leave means reprioritize. Cleave means commit. One flesh means unify environments, not just bodies. Has your environment become one? Or is your bedroom a battlefield and your kitchen a courtroom? This is your briefing. We will expose the real enemy, define roles, and establish protocols. But first, settle this confession in your mouth. My home is my battlefield. My spouse is my ally. And my God is my builder. Say it again. Now make a decision tonight. No more civil war in the living room. The war is outside the walls. We will stand the watch within. Joshua said, as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. Make that your banner and prepare to fortify the gates. Look at me and answer this out loud. Who is the enemy? Not your spouse. Say it with authority. Not my spouse. I still can't hear you over the noise in your head again. Not my spouse. Mark 3:25 says, a house divided against itself cannot stand. The devil doesn't need to break down your front door if he can get you to split the hinges from the inside. Division is a demolition crew you hired with your own words. Stop paying for your own destruction. War logic now. If the soldier on the left starts firing at the soldier on the right, what happens to the front line? The real enemy walks straight through. When you raise your voice to wound the one assigned to watch your blind side, who is watching the gate? While you prove a point, hell advances a position. While you rehearse your pain, the adversary rehearses a plan. Ephesians 4:27 says, neither give place to the devil. Place means territory, access, square footage in your living room. Every misaimed accusation leases him a chair at your table. Let me interrogate your strategy. When you throw sarcasm like grenades, who patches the holes in your child's confidence? When you retreat to silent treatment, how long before the enemy translates silence as neglect in the ears of your teenager? I will ask you like a commander. Are you wounding the medic who was sent to bind your injuries? Are you shooting the scout who can see what you cannot? 1 Peter 3:7 calls you heirs together of the grace of life. Together means You cannot inherit separately what God intended corporately. Is your inheritance stalled because your guns are pointed inward? Count the cost. Misaim conflict wastes energy you needed for building. You spend 3 hours proving blame and have no strength left to pray. You burn cash on separate comforts instead of a shared vision. Now the budget is a civilian casualty. You arrive late to purpose because you were early to argue. And the children, God help us, become casualties of friendly fire. They learn to duck when covenants speak. They study your hostility as a dictionary for love. Then you wonder why they choose partners who look like your last outburst. Do you want that? Answer me. No? Then stop teaching warfare without wisdom in your kitchen. Here is the protocol. Identify the target before you pull the trigger. Name the enemy by his tactics, division, distraction, deception. Not your mate. Say it again. Not my spouse. 1 Peter 5-8 warns, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walks about seeking whom he may devour. Lions love limping herds. Your marriage limps when trust is bleeding. Stand together and the roar loses its meal. Shift your weapons. Aim your prayer, not your pride. Aim your patience, not your poison. Aim truth at lies, not insults at each other. If a lie enters through a rumor, truth intercepts it. If stress enters through unpaid bills, wisdom and a plan confront it. If lust knocks, accountability and light expose it. Nehemiah 4:14 says, fight for your brothers, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Did you catch it? Not fight your wives, fight for them. Not argue with your house, arm your house. So decree with me. My spouse is my ally, not my adversary. My home is a unit, not a battlefield of betrayal. Our energy is for construction, not combustion. If you attack your spouse, you already lost the war. But if you link shields, you force the enemy to fight God at your front door, and he can't win there. Write this word down carefully, husband. Be careful with this. I want you to hear the revelation inside the syllables. Husband, house bond. One who bonds the house together. Say that with me. House bond. I still can't hear you. House bond. Your job is glue. Glue, glue, glue. You are not the hammer. You are the adhesive. You don't just occupy a chair. You hold a mission in place. A man's leadership is proven not by noise, not by titles, but by how well he bonds the house into one mission. What does that mean? You preside to unify. You do not dominate to impress. Preside means you stand over the proceedings to keep them together. You don't own people. You orchestrate purpose. You bond to protect. Ephesians 5:25 says, husbands, love your wives, as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. Gave himself. That's adhesive language. He poured himself out like resin until scattered hearts became one body. If your presence doesn't gather, it isn't leadership. If your voice doesn't settle storms, it isn't headship. It's a siren. Interrogation time. Are you bonding or breaking? Answer me. Are you present or absent? Do you stride into the house and calm it, or do you stomp in and crack it? Are you stabilizing or scattering? When tension rises, do you become quiet strength or loud thunder? Colossians 3:19 says, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. Bitterness is solvent. It dissolves the bond. Do your children relax when they hear your keys in the door, or do they rehearse the exits? Is your wife one of the people who feels safest under your shadow, or is she dodging your shade? Let me show you the behaviors of bonding. Consistent presence, show up at the same times with the same heart. Eat at that table, pray in that room, walk those halls at bedtime. Clear direction, write the vision for the house and make it plain. Budgets, calendars, priorities, and boundaries that everyone can read. Quiet strength, you do not need to shout to be sturdy. Your steadiness is the shelter. Your patience is the roof. Quick repentance, be the first to say, I was wrong. James 5:16 says, confess your faults one to another and pray one for another, that ye may be healed. Healing glues things back together. Pride leaves pieces on the floor. Hear my warning. Without the bond, good walls fall. You can have granite countertops and a cracked covenant. Vision leaks when the seal is broken. Trust cracks along the lines of unattended apologies. Children drift through the gaps of cold distance. Malachi 4:6 promises God will turn the heart of the fathers to the children and the heart of the children to their fathers. The turn is the tie. The heart turn is the bond. If your heart is elsewhere at the office, on the phone, in your ego, the house loosens and the enemy finds an edge. So man of the house, say it with me. I am the house bond. Again, I am the house bond. My authority is assignment. My strength is service. My voice gathers. My presence glues. By wisdom a house is built, by understanding it is established, and by knowledge its rooms are filled. Proverbs 24:3-4. Put wisdom in your schedule, understanding in your tone, knowledge in your planning, and glue in your daily habits. Bond that house into one mission, and the gates of hell will find no seam to pull. Now let's move from the living room to the boardroom. Write this down. The family is a corporation. Not cold, not cruel, structured. The father is the president. The mother is the vice president. The children sit on the board. God is the owner and chief shareholder. President means you preside. You don't possess people. You set proceedings in order. Vice president. Hear the word advice. She is your first source of counsel. You don't act without advice. Board means those who must be informed. You don't drop decisions on them like bombs. You brief them like stakeholders. Healthy homes run on humble governance. Preside, take advice, inform the board. Protocol, not impulse. Say that. Protocol, not impulse. Presidents consult VPs before action. That means, sir, no large purchases, no ministry trips, no new commitments of time without the counsel of your vice president. I can't hear you without what? Advice. In the multitude of counselors, there is safety. Proverbs 11:14. Safety is not in your feelings, it's in your process. Set thresholds. Any spend over this amount requires a joint signature. Any schedule change that touches bedtime, school, or Sabbath gets reviewed at the table. Any conflict that affects tone in the house is addressed privately first, then in the war room. This is governance. Communication chain now. Chaos thrives when nothing is written. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain. Write it, share it, repeat it. Monthly budget written. Weekly calendar written. Chore rotations written. Consequences written. Family values written and visible. Presidents issue minutes after major decisions. Who decided? Why we decided? How we'll measure it? When we'll review? You want peace? Put ink in your intentions. Clarity is compassion. Interrogation time. Did you consult your vice president before you told your mother you'd host 20 people this weekend? Did you get advice before you co-signed that loan for your cousin? Are you informing the board before moving their school, their sport, their circle? Or are your children discovering new policies in the parking lot? Oh, I'm in trouble now. You cannot demand trust where you deliver surprises. Presidents do not ambush, they announce. External relations. Every corporation has auditors, markets, and product. Mentors are your auditors. Invite seasoned couples to review your books, your budget, your rhythms, your conflict protocols. Without counsel, purposes are disappointed. But in the multitude of counselors, they are established. Proverbs 15:22. The community is your market, neighbors, church, teachers, colleagues. Experience your brand. Is your brand kindness, consistency, integrity? A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches. Proverbs 22:1. And legacy is your product quality children who are wise, secure, disciplined, and God-honoring. That is your return on investment. Bring it to the applause line and settle it in your spirit. Management of the home is the greatest test of leadership. Say it back to me. I still can't hear you again. The Apostle Paul says a leader must manage his own household well. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? 1 Timothy 3:4-5. This is not domination. This is design. Preside with humility. Take advice with honor. Inform the board with respect. Govern your home, and you will guard your assignment. Name the enemy. Say it with me. Division, distraction, deception. I can't hear you again. Division, distraction, deception. Not your mate. The thief comes not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy, John 10:10. Steal what? Your unity. Kill what? Your roles. Destroy what? Your time. The real enemy thrives where unity is thin and roles are vague. When the org chart of your house is fuzzy, confusion applies for a job and gets promoted by your silence. Division first. Hear the word division. Two visions. Two scripts running in one house will crash the system. James 3:16 says, where envying and strife is, there is confusion and every evil work. Confusion is not a mood. It is a demonic workspace. How does division enter? Offense, scorekeeping, secret alliances with parents against partners, sarcasm that feels like smartness but functions like scissors. Amos 3:3 asks, can two walk together except they be agreed? Agreement is not sameness. It's alignment to one mission. Interrogation time. Who has been feeding your offense? Who told you your separate plan is noble if it starves the family vision? Are you rehearsing wrongs more than you recite assignments? Repent, reconcile, and read the mission aloud at the table until every heart is back on one page. Distraction next. Distraction, traction removed. Busy, but going nowhere. The enemy doesn't need you to sin if he can schedule you. Martha, Martha, you are careful and troubled about many things, but one thing is needful. Luke 10:41-42. Many things will keep you famous in public and a stranger at home. Overtime without oversight. Hobbies that hijack evenings. Ministry used as a mistress while your spouse waits in the lobby of your calling. Your phone gets more eye contact than your covenant. I'm talking to somebody. Who keeps interrupting dinner? Who convinced you bedtimes are optional and date nights are luxuries? The objective is to burn time until you have no minutes left to build the mission. Reclaim the clock. Put appointments on purpose. Protect the Sabbath of your marriage like payroll non-negotiable. Deception lasts. Deception to capture by a lie. The devil is a liar and the father of it. John 8:44. Lies and secrecy rot trust from the inside out. Hidden debt. Burner accounts. Private chats that feel like innocent but draft betrayal. Half-truths about whereabouts. Ephesians 4:25 says, putting away lying, speak every man truth with his neighbor, and your first neighbor is your spouse. Are there passwords your partner doesn't know? Are there purchases the board was never informed about? Light is a disinfectant. If we walk in the light, we have fellowship one with another. 1 John 1-7. Fellowship breaks when shadows dictate the agenda. Now clarify your real targets. The poverty spirit, scarcity thinking that makes you hoard and hide. Confronted with, my God shall supply all your need. Philippians 4:19. Lust and appetite, trained to look away from covenant. Flee it, 1 Corinthians 6:18. And fortify with accountability. Pride, unteachable, uncorrectable. God resists the proud, James 4:6. So humble yourself before your house has to. Isolation, Proverbs 18:1 warns, he who isolates himself seeks his own desire. Isolation is the devil's anteroom. Break the door down with conversation. Hear me. The enemy's objective is simple. Break unity, blur roles, burn time. But how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity. There the Lord commanded the blessing. Psalm 133:1-3. A blessed house is a bonded house. Say it strong. Not my spouse. Not in this house. Division no entry. Distraction no seat. Deception no signal. Two are better than one. And a threefold cord is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12. Tie your union to God. Define your roles. Thicken your unity and starve the enemy out. Intelligence briefing now. Houses don't collapse by earthquakes every day. They rot through little leaks. Take us the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vines. Song of Solomon 2:15. Little foxes, small doors. Write this down. Houses fall through small, unguarded doors. Close them on purpose. Say, close the door. I can't hear you again. Close the door. Open doors, audit. First door, silence. No meetings, no minutes, no plan. Silence is not peace. It is a vacancy sign for hell. Hebrews 10:25 warns us not to forsake assembling. Apply that to your living room. When you skip the war room, the war walks in. Second door, secrecy, hidden passwords, private purchases, ghost accounts. Luke 8:17 says, nothing is secret that shall not be made manifest. Secrecy separates. Privacy is for presence. Secrecy is for traps. Third door, sarcasm. Hear the sarcasm from the Greek sarkazine. To tear flesh. Your jokes are knives. Ephesians 4:29 commands, let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth. Are you stitching or slicing? Fourth door, screens, unchecked media, endless scrolls. Psalm 101:3, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. Who has the remote to your children's souls? Who curates your spouse's fatigue at midnight? Resource fractures now, where leaks turn into floods. Untracked money, budgets exist or battles persist. Luke 16:11, if you are not faithful with unrighteous mammon, who will trust you with true riches? Unplanned time. Ephesians 5:16 says, redeem the time. Your calendar is theology on paper. Unguarded emotions. Proverbs 4:23, keep thy heart with all diligence. Rage without reins. Sadness without sharing. Joy without celebration, unguarded. Unmanaged expectations. Proverbs 13:12, hope deferred makes the heart sick. Did you promise what you never scheduled? Did you expect what you never expressed? Sick hearts make thin bonds. Relational drift. Listen to me. More counsel to outsiders than care at home. You are feeding strangers while your table is empty. Oh, I'm in trouble now. 1 Timothy 5:8 says, if you don't provide for your own, you deny the faith. Provision is not just money, it's meals, minutes, and mercy. Why are your best stories for the public while your spouse gets your leftovers? Why are you a mentor at work and a mystery at home? Diagnostic time. Answer me out loud. Are you paying school fees, rent, food, insurance, receipts? Prove responsibility. Are you present? Not just in the house, in the moment. Eye contact, shared meals, phones down. Are you praying? Covering your family by name daily with scripture. Job 1:10, hast not thou made an hedge about him? Build the hedge. Are you protecting? Guard the doors. Digital, relational, financial, emotional. Protect her reputation. Protect his rest. Protect their innocence. Close the gaps, policies, passwords, and prayer. Policies. Wise man builds on rock before rain. Matthew 7:24-25. Write conflict rules. No sarcasm, no public shaming. Pause before reply. Seek clarity before conclusion. Set budget thresholds and joint approvals. Establish device curfews and no screen zones. Table, bedroom, prayer time, passwords. Transparency is trust. One vault, shared access. If secrecy separates, openness bonds. Prayer, Nehemiah 4:9. We made our prayer unto our God and set a watch. Pray and post a watch. Morning covering, evening review, weekly war room, standards before storms. Close the small doors, and the big wolf starves at the gate. Love with receipts now, not vibes, evidence. 1 John 3:18 says, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth. Deed and truth look like paper trails. Receipts reveal priorities. Answer me out loud. Are you paying for the school of that child? Are you feeding that child? Are you carrying the premiums, the rent, the groceries, the bus pass, the braces? Don't tell me you love your family and your wallet can't find them. If any provide not for his own, he had denied the faith. 1 Timothy 5:8. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Your love is not proved by how loud you breathe at midnight. It's proved by how faithfully you budget at dawn. Provision is more than money, it is management. Proverbs 27:23 says, be thou diligent to know the state of thy flocks and look well to thy herds. Do you know the state of your house? Do you know who needs shoes next month? Who has a project due on Friday? Who is low in spirit today? Love studies the inventory. Are you stocking the pantry and starving the conversation? Are you filling the tank and emptying the patience? Your job is to feed, clothe, counsel, and care. All you want is sex? That's your problem. Appetite without assignment is adolescence. Man up. Shepherds feed before they breed. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep, John 10:11. Give your life in schedules, in savings, in sobriety. Protection now cover like a roof. Physical safety, locks maintained, lights working, routes known, emergency plans written. You're the head? Then know the exits, check the smoke alarms, service the car before it strands your wife at night. Digital boundaries, filters on devices, curfews on screens, shared passwords, no secret gardens online. The name of the Lord is a strong tower, Proverbs 18:10. Build a little tower in your Wi-Fi too. Reputation shielding. Never expose your spouse to public mockery. Correct in private, praise in public. Stop turning your covenant into content. Love covers a multitude of sins. 1 Peter 4:8. That means you protect the story while you pursue the solution. Emotional refuge. Your tone should be a safe room. Gentle answers. Fast forgiveness. Shoulders big enough for her tears. Calm enough for his fears. Your presence must feel like Psalm 23. Rod and staff. Comfort and correction. And wives, you are co-guardian. Hear me. Vice president means advice. Your counsel is cover. Protect his name in the city gate. When critics knock, you answer with honor. Steward the budget with discipline. Proverbs 31:27. She looks well to the ways of her household. Defend the schedule, guard Sabbath, date night, homework hours. Partnership is perimeter. She considers a field and buys it. Proverbs 31:16. Strategic investments, not impulse spending. Strength and honor are her clothing. 31:25. That's how you dress the walls of your home. So what proves love? Receipts, reports, and rhythms. Receipts, tuition paid, groceries stocked, insurance current. Reports, monthly budget reviewed, goals measured, threats named. Rhythms, nightly check-ins, weekly war room, monthly audits. Say this with me. Love leaves evidence. I can't hear you again. Love leaves evidence. Fed bellies, safe hearts, clear budgets, guarded reputations. That's love with receipts. Now go write it down, pay it out, and post the watch. Write this down. Protocol. Protos. First, cola, glue. The first glued page, the agreed procedure. Protocols are the glue that holds your passion in place. Say this with me. We fight together, not in it. I can't hear you again. We fight together, not in it. If you attack each other, you lose the gate. If you attack the issue shoulder to shoulder, you win the street. Protocols turn passion into protection and keep the war outside the walls. Here is your chain of command in conflict. Pause, pray, plan, then speak. James 1:19 says, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Slow is a strategy. Ephesians 4:26 adds, be angry and sin not. That means no decisions while angry, no insults while sacred. Sacred? Your covenant is holy ground. Take off the shoes of sarcasm when you enter. Nehemiah 4:9. We made our prayer unto our God and set a watch. You pray first, then you post a plan. Can you do that? Or do you draft a speech before you draft a prayer? Oh, I'm in trouble now. Unity rule. Write it. Attack problems, not people. Name the target before you fire. The budget is unclear, not you're irresponsible. I felt disrespected at dinner, not you always embarrass me. Proverbs 15:1 says, a soft answer turneth away wrath. Soft is not weak. Soft is strategic. Your aim is solution, not humiliation. Ask this out loud. Am I fixing the problem or punishing my partner? If it's punishment, you already broke protocol. Public versus private, covering public, correct in private. Genesis 9:23, Shem and Japheth walked backward and covered their father's shame. That's a model for marriage. In public, you carry one story, honor. In private, you carry one assignment, truth. Matthew 18:15 says, address a fault between thee and him alone. No social media subtweets. No group chat trials. No children drafted as jurors. Presidents don't litigate on the sidewalk. Decision protocol. Consult the vice president before commitments. Inform the board about impacts. That means, sir, no yes to overtime that hijacks Sabbath without your VP's counsel. Ma'am, no community project that eats family nights without a joint review. Then inform the board. Children get briefed on changes that touch their routines. Who decides, why we decide, when we review. Habakkuk 2:2, write it plain. Rules of engagement for the moment of heat, memorize these. No name calling, no profanity, no threats of divorce, no bringing up 5-year-old files. Stay on the issue. Don't subpoena the archive. One speaks, one listens, then switch. Clarify what you heard before you argue what you think. Time boxing. Set a 30-minute window. Then schedule part 2 if needed. Why? Proverbs 14:17. He that is soon angry dealeth foolishly. Time is a temper tamer. Ceasefire clause now. Choose a word, both of you. Honor, Selah, covenant, pause. When that word is spoken, both stop. Not one stops. Both stop. Breathe. Pray a 30-second prayer together. Lord, guard our tongues, guide our thoughts, give us your tone, reset, then resume with respect. If someone violates ceasefire, the meeting adjourns to the next agreed slot. Consequence is not punishment, it's protection of the protocol. Agreement clause. Close every conflict with a small action you both own. Who will email the school, change the budget line, schedule the counseling session. Matthew 18:19. If 2 of you shall agree, it shall be done. Agreement is homework. Do the homework. Say it one more time till it lives in your bones. We fight together, not in it. I still can't hear you again. Because when protocol leads, peace patrols. When passion submits to process, hell loses its hallway. Protocols turn passion into protection and the war stays outside. War room meeting now. Say war room. I can't hear you, war room. This is not drama, this is defense. Scheduled conversation is how families stay covered and connected. Except the Lord build a house, they labor in vain that build it. Psalm 127:1. God builds through order, and order arrives by appointment. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Presidents don't hope for unity, they meet for it. Weekly executive session. Write this into your life. 60 minutes. Same day, same hour, non-negotiable. Agenda is fixed. Finances, calendars, threats, opportunities, child updates, intimacy plan. Finances. What came in, what went out, what must shift. Luke 14:28. Which of you, intending to build a tower, sitteth not down first and counted the cost? Sit down first. Calendars, who goes where, when, with what, support, rides, meals, bedtimes, Sabbath, protected, threats, name them, overworked, attitudes, bills, boundaries breached, opportunities, training, jobs, scholarships, service, child updates, academic, emotional, spiritual, who needs a tutor, a talk, a hug, intimacy plan, date night on the calendar, rest day honored, marital intimacy, discussed with honor and consent. 1 Corinthians 7:5. Defraud ye not one the other, that ye may give yourselves to fasting and prayer, and come together again. Don't wing sacred things. Close with minutes. Decisions taken. Owners assigned. Review dates set. President's document. Amateurs debate. Daily brief, 15 minutes. Eyes on. Phones off. Don't tell me you can give your boss 8 hours and your covenant 0 quarters. 15 minutes can save 15 years. Structure it. One speaks, one listens. The listener mirrors back. What I heard you say is. Then one small action, each one, not 5 promises, one deliverable before sunset. James 1:19 still stands. Swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Open with a 30-second prayer. Lord, our spouse is not our enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. Close with the same proclamation. And do before the sun goes down. Ephesians 4:26. So anger doesn't spend the night on your couch. Monthly board meeting. Bring the children in. This is where the board gets informed, assigned, celebrated, and trained. Inform. New policies, upcoming changes, why decisions were made. Assign. Chores tied to mission, not punishment. Trash captain, budget runner for grocery mat, hospitality leave for guests. Celebrate. Wins on the wall, report cards, small obediences, kindness spotted. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way he should go. Training means skills. Teach a budget, a prayer, a handshake, a conflict script. Psalm 127. To 3 children are an heritage. Treat them like stakeholders, not spectators. Ask questions. What's hard right now? What would help? Empower children to protect the gate with you. Documentation habit, ink your intention. Shared calendar visible to all. Budget sheet that both initial each month. Family mission statement on the wall where feet can see it. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision and make it plain. Not cute, plain. If it isn't written, it isn't agreed. If it isn't agreed, it won't be repeated. Open and close every meeting with prayer and proclamation. Nehemiah 4:9. We made our prayer unto our God and set a watch. Pray, then watch. Proclaim, then perform. Our spouse is not our enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. Say it until hell hears it. Scheduled conversation is your shield. Presidents meet. Boards align. Houses stand. Home before platform now. Write this in your spirit. Public authority without private order is disqualified authority. Say it back to me. I can't hear you again. The Apostle Paul sets the standard. One that ruleth well his own house, having his children in subjection with all gravity. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of God? 1 Timothy 3-4-5. Titus echoes it. Having faithful children, not accused of riot or unruly. Titus 1-6. God says your first pulpit is a dinner table. Your first congregation wears your last name. Your first deacons call you mom and dad. If that church is in disorder, sit down from the platform, stand up at the table, and get qualified. Hypocrisy, expose your time. Some of you counsel other people's kids but lose your own. You're the favorite uncle to the youth group, but your daughter hasn't heard your heart all week. Oh, I'm in trouble now. Some of you lay hands on strangers in the altar, but won't lay a gentle hand on your wife in the kitchen. You host prayer breakfast, but there's famine of prayer at home. 1 Timothy 5-8 still shouts if you don't provide for your own, you deny the faith. Provide what? Money, minutes, mentoring, mercy. Are you present? Are you paying? Are you praying? Are you protecting? Don't tell me you're anointed in public and absent in private. Paul said, lest when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. 1 Corinthians 9:27. Castaway leaders impress crowds while their covenant sinks. Not here. Boundary discipline now. Say no outside to say yes inside. Nehemiah told distraction, I am doing a great work so that I cannot come down. Nehemiah 6-3. Your great work is that house. If the calendar doesn't guard it, your mouth is lying. Show me your calendar and your budget. I will show you your convictions. Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. Matthew 6:21. Does your schedule say your spouse is valuable? Do your line items say your children matter? If not, you are worshiping platform and tithing crumbs to your covenant. Deny some invitations. Decline some urgent meetings. Defer a ministry trip if your home is under review. God will not fire you for guarding the house he gave you. Audit questions. Answer me out loud. Does your spouse feel covered, not just quoted? Covered means predictable provision, tender tone, safe truth. Do your children feel informed, not bossed? Informed, heard, briefed, included. Can your budget be explained? If we can't trace it, we can't trust it. Are there receipts for your love and minutes for your mission? Who can verify your home? Order your spouse, not your fans. Your children, not your followers. Here is the qualification check. If your wife cannot amen your sermon, if your husband cannot confirm your counsel, if your children cannot recognize your fruit, hush the microphone and fix the management. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. Order your house, then stand on the platform. Home before platform, because God's promotion follows God's protocol. Battle rhythm now. Write this down. Discipline protects destiny. Rhythms make unity repeatable. Say it back to me. I can't hear you again. If Jesus had a custom, Luke 4:16, you need a custom. Daniel prayed 3 times a day, even under pressure. Daniel 6:10. Customs conquer chaos. Daily drills. First pray together. Morning cover. Evening review. Even if it's 2 minutes, touch and agree. Matthew 18:19. Psalm 55:17 says, evening and morning and at noon will I pray. That's a template. Second 20 minutes, face to face, eyes on, phones off. Don't tell me you can't find 20. You found 20 to scroll. Third affirmation text at midday. One line of honor. I see you. I'm with you. I'm proud of you. Proverbs 16:24. Pleasant words are honeycomb. Drip some honey at lunch. Fourth, quick budget glance. 2 minutes, 1 app, 1 ledger. Proverbs 27:23. Know the state of your flocks. If you know your feed, you won't bleed. Fifth, door check. Physical lock set. Devices docked. Passwords shared. And listen, attitudes inspected. Nehemiah didn't only pray, he set a watch. Nehemiah 4:9. Ask each other, any open doors in our spirit today? Offense, fatigue, fear? Close them before sleep. Ephesians 4:26. Don't let anger spend the night. Weekly cadence. Date night on the calendar, not in your imagination. Got it like payroll. Budget meeting. 30 minutes only. Count the cost. Luke 14:28. Assign the adjustments. Set a review. Household task rotation. No martyrs, just managers. Rotate cooking, dishes, pickups, trash, so no one drowns and everyone owns. Family worship, sing, read, pray together. Colossians 3:16 says, let the word dwell richly. Make your living room a little sanctuary. Keep it simple, consistent, joyful. Monthly audits. Technology audit devices on the table. History reviewed. Filters tested. Subscriptions canceled. Psalm 101:3. I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. Tone audit how we speak. Ephesians 4:29. Did our words build or break this month? Time audit. Where did the hours go? Ephesians 5:16. Redeem the time. Adjust what stole your Sabbath. Children's training session skills and chores. Laundry, simple meals, budget envelopes, guest hospitality, prayer leading. Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child. Training is instruction plus practice plus review. Quarterly reset. Mini retreat, half day or a night away if possible. Review the mission on the wall, Joshua 24:15. Adjust goals, renew protocols, forgive debts, celebrate wins. Habakkuk 2:2, write it again, plainly. Psalm 90:12, teach us to number our days, so plan the next 90 with wisdom. Metrics now, because feelings lie when the facts are late. Measure peace, provision, participation. Peace is tension trending down. Our conflicts shorter, recoveries faster, sleep restored. Colossians 3:15. Let the peace of God rule. Does peace have the whistle? Provision. Receipts up to date, savings funded, bills on time, pantry stocked, 1 Timothy 5-8. Participation. Did both spouses show up to meetings? Did children complete assigned roles? Were decisions executed by owners? Ecclesiastes 4-9. 2 are better than 1. Did the 2 actually lift? Say it again till it glues to your bones. Discipline protects destiny. Rhythms make unity repeatable. Customs keep covenants. Set the alarms, keep the appointments, count the costs, close the doors, and watch the God of order breathe blessing on a house that beats in holy time. Raise your voice with me and seal this in your spirit. My spouse is not my enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. I can't hear you again. My spouse is not my enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. One more time till hell hears it. My spouse is not my enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. This is your commissioning. Your marriage is a command post. Stand your post together. Roles recommitment now. Husband, house bond. Say house bond. Your job is glue. You preside. You don't dictate. You unify. You don't divide. Your leadership is proven by how well you bond the house into one mission. Wife, vice president. Say advice. Your counsel is cover. Your wisdom is weatherproofing. You stand beside, not behind. You advise before decisions. You steady when storms press. Children, you are the board. You are participants, not spectators. You bring questions. You carry chores. You practice honor. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Ephesians 6:1. Each post is holy. No deserters in this house. Now the charge love with receipts. Feed, clothe, protect, counsel, provide. Are you paying for the school of that child? Are you feeding that child? Are you clothing that wife, protecting that husband, counseling those hearts? 1 Timothy 5:8 says, if you don't provide for your own, you have denied the faith. Don't tell me you love and leave no evidence. Put receipts on the table, schedules on the wall, safeguards on the doors, tenderness on your tongue. That's love in deed and in truth. 1 John 3:18. Armor up now. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Ephesians 6:11. Stand not against each other, against the schemes, against your unity. Fight for your brethren, your sons and your daughters, your wives and your houses. Nehemiah 4:14. That's your battlefield order. Watch and pray. Guard and give. A threefold cord is not quickly broken. Ecclesiastes 4:12. Tie your hearts to the word, to each other, to the mission. Make this oath with me. We will meet before we fight. We will pray before we plan. We will cover in public and correct in private. We will sign what we decide and do what we sign. We will keep Sabbath, protect date night, and train our children. We will not open small doors to big wolves. We will put our home before our platform. We will serve this house like worship and defend it like war. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. Joshua 24:15. Say it. As for me and my house. Somber close. Now look at me. This is your most sacred responsibility. Not your brand, not your audience, not your ambition. This house, treat it like war. Serve it like worship. Watch ye. Stand fast in the faith. Be brave. Be strong. 1 Corinthians 16:13. Your marriage is a command post. Stand your post together. My spouse is not my enemy. Our home has an enemy. We guard this house. And by the grace of God, we will.